Hello and welcome to the inaugural BCSS full race. We are here around the circuit of Suzuka, and I'm Finnick Jesse, better known as Jesse. Is my name, and I am joined today by Pandas.
Yes, Jesse, good evening. My name is Panders, and I'll be around for the next 2 hours, I think, right?
That's roughly the time we will be looking at. Yes, so. If you are watching and you haven't already, we are currently starting out with qualifying, and we are going to have 20 minutes of qualifying. After that, we will have a full race. It will be 90 minutes of a race. I think there's one mandatory stop that all drivers have to do, not just by rule, but also by the fact that none of these cars can do 90 minutes at full blast. So that's gonna have to happen. And then after that, the race will be over and points will be awarded. Are you excited for today?
Yeah, pretty much. We have some good competition today. Harry Spears is here, Enric Katz is here, Thomas is here. So we got very good drivers today here on Suzuka.
Yeah, one of those drivers that I'm on board with now is Declan Bowler. He is not only one of the drivers, he is in silver class today, I believe. No, it appears as he's in M class. It appears he is in M class, but yeah, I think that should be correct. He is doing a lap right now that we are watching. We'll have a proper look through later. But not only is he a driver, he's also the organizer of this fourth BCSS. He has done all the three before it as well. So I thought it was fitting to start out with the man that we have this all to thank for, as he navigates his way nicely around the S's here at Suzuka. It's also the most recent F1 race, as he breaks into Degnus. You have to brake here. These cars are quite heavy and they do not have as much downforce as an F1 car, so you have to take it a little bit cautiously. But he navigates it very nicely, comes up to the hairpin. It's an outside approach. Doesn't hit the apex, but not so necessary there. Maybe lose a tenth there. Nothing too shocking. And here it's all flat out from here towards the spoon curve. All the way on the other end of the track, as far from the finish line as you can be. It's a fast entry, but you have to brake on these curbs to make this tighter corner here. As you go down the hill and up again to 130R.
Yeah, now it's all about speed here, coming down the back straight into, what is it, 130R, right?
Yes, this is 130R. There you go. It's not entirely flat. A little lift from him, a little downshift just to get the car under control. Then a heavy braking zone into this tight chicane. It's a right and then a left-hander. Get on the power as early as you can. Carry as much speed as you can. And get to the finish line as quickly as you can to finish a lap of Suzuka. It's the fastest lap so far, but it's already been beaten by Barbazeros.
And if we take a look on the outside of Declan Bowler's car, we see a very nice livery this time around. Shameless plug here done by me. Very nice.
Quick, who would I be looking at?
At Deck and Donut.
Yeah, they are in the V8, the Aston Martin V8, and they've this brilliant livery on them. It says Pandas was here on the back, so he's made it from the rear wing into the commentary box. And yeah, that's a nice livery to be seeing around here. And what's more, who else do we have? We have current leader of this qualifying session, Barnabas Eros, in the Mercedes car. 444, he has done a 2-minute lap still. I know that they can dip below the 2 minutes, so we'll be waiting for that. And I think a usual suspect to get us there. Where is the man? Has he still lap yet?
No, he's talking about Harry Spears.
Exactly, but he is in the pits and he might be doing a last to first challenge because he's just that quick. Instead, we'll be talking about Andre Katz of Skill Issue Racing. I do not seem to have his livery. I'm not sure if that's my error or his error, but there's a black car for now. He's in the Skill Issue Racing Aston Martin car. Second for now with 3/10 behind. And Nipam actually matches his time exactly. But shows up as third.
Yes, indeed. And as you said, yes, Harry's still in the pits. This is his favorite track, so you might be right with your assumption that he's maybe doing a last to first. Because when you talk to Harry about Suzuka, his voice really lights up. He really likes this track. So I'm curious to see how far he's gonna take it today.
So we do see Barnabas Arrows setting in another fastest lap of the session, 1:59.7 this time. As you can see, we have new graphics for that. A little pop-up shows when somebody has a fastest lap. It is currently in development, but I felt risky today and decided to run it run it live. And if it breaks, it breaks. And do see Matteo causing a yellow flag. He's just waiting patiently here for people to pass by. Early stages of qualifying, a lot of people are just getting to grip with this. The track is optimum, so technically they can already set very, very good laps, but I think there's still a lot of time to fight for a lot of people. This is a very difficult track to optimize in everyone's defense.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of fast sweeping corner and a few corners where you might want to brake it a little more than you think you have to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to quickly have a look at our different classes. We have 3 different classes. If you wondered why the numbers are colored the way they are on the left, that is not just because we felt creative. It is because all these drivers are separated in 3 different classes. We have the Pro class, which are the white labeled numbers. Then we've got the grey labeled numbers, like Barnabas Arrows and Dominique Verket in first and 8. Those are silver class. I'm not sure if Barnabas is correct there. That might be something we'll look at after the race. I'm not sure what the deal is there. And then we have Zach Summerhill, who we're currently following. He's in the Lexus and he's an M class driver and currently fastest of them. Let's see who else we got. We got Charlie Kent's currently struggling. He's in P11. Yep, there he is on camera. As you can see, it's the same style of livery that Deck has, but got a red underside instead of a blue one. A nice way to separate the cars, and they still look quite similar. But he's in 11th, and we expect better from him. Current lap is not an improvement. It's 2/10 down on his fastest, so there's still time to find. I do have faith that Charlie will get there. Maybe just needs to set up the tires or something. Maybe he was like having a laugh with his friends and made a mistake. Who knows? We'll see where he ends up later. Regardless, who else do we have? We have. If we ignore Barnabas for a moment, we have Dominique Verket in 8th right now. Hungarian driver from Massim Gold.
Rocking the Audi R8.
Yes.
Around this track. Has a bit of catching up to do to, how's it called? Norbert Thomas and P2 driving the Audi as well. So we see there is a lot of pace in the Audi around Suzuka.
Yeah, the Audi is well, it's always a decent track, but of course we do have Barnabas still faster, and I think he's just not classified right now, being first, but with a silver tag. So I think it's just not classified. I'm not sure what the deal exactly is there, but we'll hear from that after the race. Norbert Tamas, though, currently in 2nd. He did just abort his lap or just end his lap. 2nd driver to go under the 2 minutes. And nobody else has managed that so far, apart from the top 2.
Okay, so still got a few people without any time on the board, which include how's it called? Matt Muirhead in 25th, Dominic Trefil in 24th, Joe Grace 23rd, Harry Spears 22nd, and Jordan Burroughs as well. So we have a few people trying to do the cheeky last two whatever challenge. Because they don't seem like they want to move anytime soon.
Yeah, sometimes just for some races, especially if they have a lot of pace and they drive with a community that maybe doesn't, good way to make it fun is just to have yourself overtake everyone. I think the general driving standards here are good enough that you can do that. There are some leagues, of course, where people maybe aren't so used to driving with each other, and if you try to do that, you might get past 3 cars before the 4th one sets you into a wall, makes you start all over again. But yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on Harry during the race and see how much he can move up. Now, Charlie has, I think, tried to make a couple of improvements, but he's still stuck at P10, so what is going on there?
I don't know, maybe not really getting his foot down, because I watch him a bit, and I think he's a little bit slow off the corners there. Trying to see if he can improve within the next 7 minutes.
Yeah, there should be something. It's, of course, according to him, it would be the wrong Aston Martin that is currently in. It is the V8. Normally he likes to drive the V12. So maybe it's just lacking 4 cylinders. I'm sure that's what he's saying in the chat right now. And but he is. It's not even that he's like the fastest of the Aston Martins. Still a lot of time for him to find. Here we see Andre Katz, currently the fastest of the Aston Martins, in 4th. I think the gap between... let me quickly see. The gap between Andre and Donut is 8 tenths, roughly. It's a lot of time.
Yeah. I mean, Barnabas, Eros, and Tamas are ahead of everybody right now. The thing is, we have like the unknown numbers from P21 onwards who just decide to not post a lap. So I don't know if Eros in the 444 Mercedes AMG is really the fastest on track right now. We have to see what the race brings us.
We will indeed have to see. But I'm currently looking at Matic. I think last time I checked he had a decent improvement that he's currently setting, and he's still doing that. Or maybe lost a little bit through that chicane compared to his fastest. Will it be enough to jump a couple of positions? Currently 18th. Where does he end up after he crosses the line? I think the line is further over than it is in F1. There it is, and 15th place for him, so that's +3. A good effort. Currently 3rd in class, only beaten so far by Mr. Corbin here. Sadie Corbin, as it is on screen. That's what I'm going to call him.
No, he's beaten by Corbin and Niels Jansen.
Yes, that's what I was going to go towards. But Niels Jansen currently in the pits, but also fastest of all the M drivers. And the gap is pretty big, about 3 tenths to Mr. Corbin here. It's a lot of time for him to find, and for every M driver. We do know that Niels can be a very strong driver. He doesn't quite have the pace, but he drives us all the time. Like he's just extremely consistent, and it's very difficult to race against.
Very true. What's a bit curious that Niels Jansen seems to be driving the Audi. The last 3 BC. Oh, now we have Norbert Thomas with a new fastest lap, 1:59.430.
That is a very, very good time. That is, there you go. There we have a pro driver currently in the lead. I'm trying to see him, but the cameras can't really pick him up. But there you go. The Massim Gold Norbert Tamas takes the lead of the session. And that's kind of where we expect to see him. Norbert is a very strong driver, and he shows it.
Yeah, and that golden livery on his Audi looks very nice as well. So let's see if he can take gold today here with P1 in the race, or if anybody from the back is coming charging through the field, which I feel like could be two guys, potentially two guys. We have who have not posted a time yet, who are still contenders for the top spots.
Yeah, so we got still that to look forward to, see how they go up the field. But in qualifying right now, we got Nipam Shah and Matteo Schmidt behind him. But also Andre Katz. I think they're all on very good improvements. They are over a second behind though, so it will need to be extraordinary if they want to really make something happen. Matteo does move up to 4th. Having said a best lap, but I think Nipam is the next one to finish one. He also has a big improvement. Is he going to take that 4th place back and maybe even a 3rd? I think that's what we'll be looking at. So let's see. He's going to go across the line in a moment. And there we go. 3rd place for Nipam Shah. Very, very good lap. But it's not over yet. It's not secure. Not only because we have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, but we also have Andre Katz currently on the prowl through 130R. Taking a lot of speed through there, well, as much as you can. Brake hard into chicane, a right and a left, and we'll be seeing his time in a moment. But I think he lost quite a lot in the last sector there. Went from 4/10ths faster to about a 10th, if it even is faster anymore. It goes from 7th to 7th, and that is very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's looked like a good lap. Those small mistakes at the end cost him. What was it? A 10th? About to?
I think he improved by less than a 10th, but somebody who didn't improve by less than a 10th was Charlie, who improved by over a second and puts himself into P3 from 10th.
Yeah, just pushing Nipam Shah down into 4th place. And did Norbert improve his time again?
Not sure.
Yes, he did. He improved it again to a 0.38. He was a 0.43 before.
Hey, excellent. We're getting all of the pace out of the car, and he's still going quicker. He's quite far through his lap, so let's have a look at this. Projected about a 10th, so let's see. Final exit out of spoon is so important. You want to carry as much speed as you can. If you don't, you will be losing time for the rest of the straight and after 130R. He's lining up very precisely there on the left. There's no pixels between the tires and the grass. Takes all the speed through. He's optimizing this track like inch by inch. He's doing it very well. But through the chicane, I think he lost a little bit still. It could still be an improvement. Let's see what we have here. Is it an improvement? I don't think it was.
No, it's not.
8,000 short.
Yes. Missed it by 8,000. Another random fact maybe for our viewers. I'm just looking at the speed traps, and the fastest car around here, just talking about straight line speed, is the AMG of Mr. Arrows in P2, clocking in at 260 kilometers an hour at the speed trap.
Okay, so we've got some quick Mercedes cars here then. Definitely something to watch out for.
And the slowest is the Porsche, of course, with 270.47.
Yeah, the Porsche is made to suffer on straights, but will work wonders in the first little bit. I am following currently Balan Gabe, who's set also for a very decent improvement in this time. Oh, but that's not gonna materialize as he almost hits the wall there, hit the grass going into 130R, destabilized the car. He manages to save it. His insurance provider will be happy with that, but that lap did not materialize. We still have Charlie Kemp, but he has invalidated his lap, so that's not going to count. We have Nipam Shah still on an improvement. That could count for a couple of places, if he really pushes. Don't think he has much time to make up to Charlie. But Balance is very, very close to him, so he can probably take that position. But Charlie is a little bit further away, and he will need to push very hard to get there. Breaking into the final chicane then, a right and a left. Misses the apex a little bit there. I think I've seen more people do that. Maybe that's a strategy, I don't know.
But he just gained a 10th through that.
Yeah, he did gain a lot of time through there, so I think it works out. We just need to listen to Nip. I'm not questioning. Is it going to be enough for third? Yes, it is. Nip Amsha takes third. Barnabas Arrows is second. And Norbert Tamas, first place. Pole position.
That was a very good lap, a very clutch lap of Nipam Shah right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressed with that. I think he'll be very happy with that as well. It's the best place, of course, to start. And I think there's still a couple of people. Niels was still driving. Zach's lap is invalid, and I think.
Okay, and Andre Katz just improved by
just a little bit.
By one
yeah,
place.
Just a little bit. So taken back by the pole position of Norbert Tamas and Nipham taking third. Andre did take a position from Joris, and he will start from 7th instead of 8th.
So now drivers will get a little bit of time to prepare for the race.
There is some complaining in chat as we see. We're very sorry to see that. Normally that's not really what we want, but I'm sure there will be comment made on that in private. Alright, that's 20 minutes of qualifying over. And if you did like to see that, we still have more to come. There is a race in 5 minutes, exactly. That's when the formation lap will start, and after that formation lap finishes, the clock will start ticking down from 90 minutes, so 1 hour and 30 minutes, down to 0. If you are excited for that, go grab a drink, go get some snacks or whatever you have in the house, and get ready.
Yeah, we'll have, I think, at the front, we have 2 that are faster than the rest. Like, I don't think, besides Norbert Tamas and Mr. Eros, there is nobody else in qualifying that got under the 2 minutes. So if they can get ahead early, might be a possibility for both of them to have a duel. So we have to keep an eye on that. The rest of the field is pretty much in striking distance of each other. So we have massive amounts of people in like the same time group within like about half a second. So I think we're gonna see a pretty heated race today, and I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. I'm gonna see if we can do a quick grid rundown as well to give everybody a place in the spotlight. So, of course, on pole position we have Norbert Tamas. Brilliant time he set that there, and nobody could top that. I don't think it was even close, at least from the people that did set a lap. And we've got Barnabas Eros in 2nd, followed by Nipam Shah. Charlie Kent is 4th. We were worried about him earlier, but he's proven that we never need to worry again. Pulled himself right back up. Balens Gabay in 5th, and Matteo Smit right next to him in 6th. We've got Andre Katz and Joris Peterswem lining up behind them. Then we've got the first of the silver drivers, fully silver drivers anyway, but not counting Arrows and that for today, I think. Sami Cal leads the pack for silver, followed by Dominique Verkette and Filip Gazajic rounds off the trio of them. Then we've got Niels Janssen taking the lead in AM class. As we said, he is a very strong driver, and Zach is right behind him though. Simon, I'm gonna stick with Simon, I don't know what his surname is. If you want to try it home, on the bottom right, there it is. And
my take would be Schutzko.
We'll go with Schutzko, yeah. And if it's wrong, we blame Pandas.
Yeah.
Then we've got Sadie Corbin in 15th, Matic Bobnar follows in 16th, Dek Klimbola is in 17th, and then we have Bogdan Rusu in 18th, Michael Vavier in 19th, maybe a bit, struggled a little bit there for qualifying, is placed in silver class, but among the AM, maybe we'll have a very fun start and overtake a lot of people. Camille Becquier is in 20th behind. They've got Jordan Burrows, who didn't qualify, Matt, who didn't qualify, Harry Spears, who didn't qualify, Joe Grace, who didn't qualify, and Dominic Treville, who also didn't qualify. 5 people that didn't qualify, all in the back. And a brilliant race to be watching in the front. Norbert Tamas will likely have the edge, though. That was a pretty dominant qualifying performance. But how do you see that, Pandas?
I think it really does depend if Norbert gets away quickly, because Mr. Barnabas Eros in the 444 AMG was pretty quick as well. I think it was about 2 or 3 tenths. I think it was 3/10 difference. If he can keep up with Tamas in the first couple of corners and use Tamas's draft, I think Eros definitely has the pace to keep up with Norbert. Question is what Nipam and Charlie are going to do behind. They're a bit slower, with both posting 2 O's in the quali, but with the right consistency, they might be able to do something if they're not going to fight at the start of the race.
Of course, we do have a strategic element right in the middle. Well, drivers will likely want to box, and there's also the issue of mistakes can happen. A lot of things can happen. So we'll just drive and see what's gonna happen as Norbert Tamas shoots off for the formation lap. He's not going full blast currently, but I can barely hear the engines.
I know it's going to happen sometime in the future, but I dread the day when GT3 gets rid of combustion engines.
Quickly gonna turn up the engines a little bit, because
Yeah.
I don't think it was as loud on the stream as I think it should be. So here we go. Should be a lot better now. Alright, formation lap, long one. Suzuka is a long track. If you have neglected to get your snacks, this is the time.
Do it now.
Don't go into a race without snacks.
Yeah.
It's very boring. I'm sure at least one driver has snacks next to him to consume during the race. It will probably be Harry. Just a chip for every overtake.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we, with Niels, Jansen, and Zach Sameril in P12 and P13 respectively, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some AM drivers in the top 10 today.
Yeah, that would be not the biggest surprise. We do have a lot of AM drivers, a couple of those very consistent, proven, not necessarily to have the pace, that's why they're in AM, but some of them are very good racing drivers. I'm looking at Deck, I'm looking at Niels, and Corbin, I think, is like 95% consistent and 5% into the wall. That's kind of the vibe I get. If there's a consistent day for him, then anything could happen. So Nipam shoots through people. If you're wondering what's happening there, Kunos, the game developers, thought it would be really sad if people ruined other people's races in the formation lap. So there's no collision for the formation lap. As soon as the lights go green, that will no longer be the case. So just bear with us for a moment as these drivers continue on their way. Procedure as well on the formation lap. First go single file, that's what they have been doing for a little while now. And in a couple of moments, I think when we enter sector 3, everybody will get the green light to go double file. That's when a lot of concertina effect will happen, but with no risk of collisions. The pack will bunch up, and then for the start we will be at double file. I think very soon people will start accelerating to get their double file positions. I think that's what we're seeing now.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael Vivier is now on the throttle.
It's as soon as the first driver, I think, crosses the Sector 3 line. That's when we see that happen. And you can see the pack is very, very nicely bunched up behind Norbert Tamas. He goes into the last chicane. Does have the inside for the first corner.
Okay, 1.5 hours of BCSS 4 on Suzuka about to start.
It's the first round of the championship. This one will not decide the winner, but it will decide the first winner of the first race. Will it be Norbert Tamas or can somebody challenge him? We'll find out very shortly. It's 6 hours and 9 p.m. and we'll go racing in a few moments. Like just a little further. The lights go green. Now, let's see if Norbert has a good start. He has a decent start, but Arrows is right there on the outside. Ooh, but Tamas just about covers him off. Ooh, but he makes a mistake. Goes in too hot and goes wide. We also see the 729 of Gabay. Ooh, but he makes a mistake. There's a collision. And he's off.
Norbert is off. Gabay is off. I think that was a little bit of contact with Declan Bowler there. Stewards have to take a look into that. What happened there?
Absolutely.
Why we have errors now in P1, half a second in front of Nipam Shah. So that's now errors opportunity to get a gap behind.
And also we see Charlie Kent here. He is very, very close to Nipam. He will want to take that position. He almost took full benefit there going into what will be second place when the timing sorts itself out correctly. The timing tower is always a bit funky on the first lap, so please ignore that, bear with it. Nipam is kind of losing time. I think he has to look in the mirrors a bit too much, and Charlie is very close to overtaking him, so Nipam will have to fight a little bit, settle, get in his rhythm, and continue from there. But very unfortunate start there for a couple of the leaders. But some people benefit regardless. So we have Niels Janssen already in the top 10.
We have Norbert Tamas now in P22 fighting his way back up the grid, as well as Balint Gebay in P25 in last place, now 5.1 seconds behind P24. He got a bit of work to do now. Catching up after that unfortunate incident in
Oh, and I see another incident. Hang on. There's a yellow flag. It's between Harry Spears. Harry Spears been taken out, and Matic Bobnar was also involved in that. See if we can quickly have a replay of that.
Cameras on the outside again, off the track, so there's a big gaggle of cars in the rear right now.
There's a lot going on, but on the stream you can now see Matic Bobnar. Apparently there was a collision with Harry, so we'll quickly see what happens there. Well, maybe a little bit on the brake. Oh no, I think he was just punted. And into Harry Spears. So somebody broke well too late, used Matic Bobnar as a braking system, which is very unfortunate for Matic. We do have Jordan Burrows with the fastest lap of the race. Which I think the first lap doesn't really count. We do have Declan. I want to pay attention to that, because he's currently 13. Started well back, as we see Sammy Cow in the gravel with Declan after Declan won. But Dec started well down in the AM class, and he's currently 3rd of class, 13th overall.
Yeah, doing some good time, getting assaulted by Jordan Burrows now from behind, who probably wants to get by Deck pretty quickly. Remember, even though everybody's fighting for position, Jordan Burrows is not fighting Declan Barrow directly because they are driving two different classes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Even though that doesn't mean that Deck has to yield the position. Racing is on.
Yes, absolutely. They're still fighting for position, even if we can presume that one person will be better than the other. But we do see Sadie Corbin actually very, very close behind Jordan. even fighting him for it, but Jordan is weaving on the straight. I'm not sure if the stewards will look favourably upon that, but there he goes anyway. They may be looking around the outside, but there's nothing there. It does mean that Deck is off the hook for a little bit. See how long that lasts. We do have a very neat little train here between Andre Katz, Joris Petersweg, and Dominique Verket, as Dominique looks to go on the inside of Joris, and I think that's done.
No,
but it's not.
It is
Dominique goes wide. Oh, that's a brilliant switch back there by Joris. Now side by side into sector 1, and Dominic thinks better of it. It's better to be safe than sorry. We've already seen a lot of incidents here.
Yeah,
better not to happen another one.
Spun in T1, having a little bit of an incident right there, but I think nobody else was hit in that incident.
Alright, Sammy back on track anyway. And a couple of people having dropped back quite a bit. Maybe a couple of people with damage as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that will pan out. I haven't seen anyone box quite yet. We'll have to see if that changes anytime soon.
So now we have Matic, Bobna, and Samikal occupying the last couple of places.
Very unfortunate for them. We do see, Andre Katz makes a mistake, goes wide, and that is Joris taking a position. Maybe even Dominique. There's a little bit of a tap there. I'm not sure how the stewards will look at that, but there's not too much there in terms of any foul play. They are side by side. I'm focusing on the wrong person. We have Andre Katz around the outside for 130R. Can he hold on to that? Dominique will maybe have to compromise, but there's no compromises there. Takes the position, and very well done.
Very intense. The first 2 to 4th position are in a train as well, hunting down arrows in a 444 car.
Sorry. Charlie Kent right behind Nipan Shah, and Matteo in the back, looking to benefit from any battling that those two do. It does mean that Barnabas runs away with it a little bit, but I'm not sure if there's a cause and effect there, or if Barnabas is just way too fast for these guys.
Barnabas with the fastest lap of the race so far, so...
It's a ridiculous pace. A 2 minute flat with some tenths on it, 5 tenths on it. So it's ridiculous pace. If you can do that every lap, congratulations, you've won the race with 2 minutes spare to the next guy. So it would be very impressive if he manages that, but the race is long, mistakes can happen. We've already seen a lot of people make small mistakes to go wide, or big mistakes to go on the gravel. Anything is possible.
Yeah. Right now, the biggest gains of this race, I think, is Jordan Burrows were in P11, starting somewhere around P23.
P21 actually, but he did gain 10
P21.
places, which is the biggest statistic right now.
Yeah. Which is good on him.
Yeah, we got, I think Norbert's lost a lot. He's down in P15 from the lead. Also got Balint Gabay, who's down even further, currently 20th. Solid 5th, but dropped back a lot. Norbert will be making up places rapidly. He is a very rapid driver. He's proven that much. Ooh, but it does get a little bit close, and the dirty air sends him almost around. Saves the car.
Yeah. That was a butt clencher. Thomas not having a good time coming into this race while dominating the qualifying with a really good time of 1:59.38.
And we do some brilliant racing there between Joris and Dominique. Dominique was around the outside looking for a move, almost past, but Joris just has such confidence in this car. Brakes later, carries more speed into turn 1, and there he goes. It's very impressive to see just how much confidence, like straight up confidence he has in the car. Don't want to repeat myself, but that's what it is. It's brilliant to see, though.
Yeah, but you can do that with the M4. The M4 is such a nice car to drive. I think it's a really stable car. It inspires confidence in it, you know. If you got it down, you see like yours here, you really are able to take the edge off, as long as your skill is up there.
It's very much all believable. I've driven it myself, and it's not my kind of car. I like cars that bully me back, basically. But it's very stable. That is fair, and if you have a lot of confidence in it, then that's the kind of thing you can do. Apparently, professional at work is what we're seeing there. As Harry and Norbert now bully Muri or Matt Mured. They're around 13th to 15th. That's a nice move from Charlie. Ooh, but he overshoots it. And there's contact between Nipham and Matteo, I believe. So that spins them around. And I think Charlie benefits from that. And that's not through his own fault. He tried to slow down. But while he made a mistake, I think Matteo made a mistake. And Nipham is worse for wear. He's currently dropped back to the battle between Joris and Dominique. And he's fighting his best, doing his best to hold on to 4th now.
Yeah, and I think the one who
so sad.
Yeah, profits out of that the most is Barnabas Eros with a gap of 6.5 seconds now.
Yeah. He's gained a lot through that incident. Nipham has lost a lot, unfortunately. Joris has also lost a position to Dominique, who finds themselves in like 4th now, just out of nowhere. But there we go.
With our first AM driver now in P9, Niklas Jansen, with Jordan Burroughs right on his heels. Seeing that ominous V8 Aston Martin behind you is not a good sight, because it's very quick.
Now, a sight for sore eyes for sure, but Niels is holding his own. Oh, and he gets tapped around by Jordan. Ooh, I don't think the stewards will let that one stand. That is a nasty tap.
That is very unfortunate.
I think. Oh no, wait, did I see it wrong?
It wasn't on purpose. It was a tap, but Jordan waited on him. I think.
Okay.
They were just too close. It was really. I think Jansen. The breaking point. I think his breaking point was a bit earlier, and Jordan just got into the back of him.
I think what happens is, I think this often happens when you just have so much more confidence in the car, is you expect the driver ahead of you to have, well, at least a similar amount of confidence. But sometimes when it comes to like exits, something very specific, a very specific corner, the differences can be big, even if on average it's not so big. So I think he just miscalculated that, stomped on the throttle a little bit too early, and well, you saw what happened there.
Yeah. So now the fastest lap is done by Harry Spears, nearly 2 minutes flat. It's 2 minutes and a bit. So the grid is coming alive now.
Yeah, absolutely. Harry setting the pace. I think that is for the first time, and that is also a sign to Barnabas Eros that he is he might be catching. Not now, because there's still a really big gap to the leader. I think it's 21 seconds, but yeah, he will be coming. And currently 9th, still got Philip ahead of him, Andre, but there's decent gaps there. He can push a little bit. So the gap will continue to shrink to Barnabas if he can continue putting in those laps. But then again, Barnabas is also not slowing down. He will be pushing as well.
Yeah, we have a actually pretty tight grid overall. We have a few cars within a couple of tenths of each other. So I don't even know where to look right now. So much going on.
We've got Norbert Tamas has taken a position from Zach on the inside. It's not full position in class, but it's a decent move anyway. Zach lets them live, and everybody continues as normal, as I think some people think should go back a little bit. Oh, as Matt, I think, hits the grass. Let's quickly see what happened there. Quickly go back on that. Oh, late on the brakes. Sliding through Spoon. Oh, goes wide. There's no grip. He tries to go on the throttle and the car snaps on him. That's very unfortunate. Even the stable Bentley can, in certain situations, send you onto the grass. But lost a couple of positions. No damage. He can still drive, so should be good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we had Harry Spears overtaking Philip for P8, so making his way up the grid. And for now, we have not much change other than that. We have Sami Carr right now on the back of Camille Becquier.
That's exactly. It's a bit feisty there because neither of them have brilliant grip through the first corner, and it is a flat-out shootout on an optimum track. There's no rain in sight. It's interesting to see that they are, of course, they're pushing the hell out of that car. But he has a really good exit, Sammy, there. But it's not enough. Camille's holding on very well there.
Yeah.
He's really pushing there. He's looking for a move into Deck 1, but that's normally not on. But a small well, no, I forgot the word. Excursion. Yeah, that's the one. Excursion onto the gravel, but it's still not enough for Sammy to benefit from that. But Camille holds on, and it's. I think he's still like fourth in class, so it's not so bad. But, should be able to pass an AM driver normally. Of course, that was qualifying done on a single track, and things can differ on other tracks. And some cars overtake better than others, so it's not a science. It is merely a guess.
Yes.
We
are to jump ahead to the front row again. We have Barnabas Eros now extending his gap to about 7 to 7.2 seconds.
Hold on there. There was a big collision. I think Matt was involved. I think he hit Corbin quite hard there on exit of the last chicane, and as a result, Ballant goes by. I think the Suits will have a look at that, but there was no benefit gained from that for Matt, so I think that will be okay.
Yeah.
Camille does cause a yellow flag. I think he spun into the pits, so he's in the pits now. Let's quickly see what happened there.
Oh yes, in the pits, unfortunately. Anyway, we have Matteo Schmidt slowly reeling in Charlie Kent in second position. Now the gap is under 1 second. It used to be 1.2 seconds. But after that, they already gapped P4, 4.4 seconds behind. So P2 and 3 are pretty much safe right now, if they are not doing anything silly.
Well, there has been a lot of silly nonsense today, I have to say. Even we just saw, I don't remember who we saw driving into the pits. I don't have a good memory, apparently. But that was also due to a collision. We saw it on the stream in the replay. Very unfortunate that had to happen, but there we go, another collision.
Yeah. Sadie Corbin now overtaken Balint Gebay for P13.
Well, they are battling. A little bit of a back and forth. But Sadie actually comes ahead here, but not enough speed through that? No, there is enough speed. There you go. Take that position and hold it tight.
And now that's a big train down the straight to 130R.
Do you see? Hang on. Norbert Tamas. Oh, that's in the wall. Norbert Tamas has made a big mistake through 130R, and I think he's hit the wall.
Oh, and he's in the pits.
Quickly see what happened there. So we're coming up to 130R. It's a very fast corner. Normally near enough flat. So what happened here then? Lines up on the right side. Oh, the car just unsettles. He overcorrects and into the wall. That was very uncharacteristic. Is this a hardware issue? Could be a hardware issue. I'm not sure. It looks very weird. Looks like the car slightly unsettled and he overcorrected, but there could be a hardware issue there, or maybe the steering input was no longer recognized and it just sent it or something. I don't know. We'll have to look later if there's any news on that. But that it looks like a very dead car. Very unfortunate for him.
Let me check if I can get some infos out of him.
Hopefully we hear quickly what happened there. But
do you know his Discord name?
Norbert? Norbino or something, I don't know.
Ah, okay.
So we're looking at the fight for P2. Matteo is still on the tail of Charlie Kent there. I think he has the pace, but I mean, Charlie, or Donut as we call him, is definitely one of those guys that will defend this until the bitter end, and he will take pride in it, or as much as he'll allow himself to take pride in it. And but he's doing a really good job there, just keeping it clean, keeping it cool, not making any mistakes. He doesn't quite have the pace to hold on, and we did see that he struggled to get up there in qualifying earlier, but now he's sitting happy in second.
Yeah, and I think it's settled down so far. We still have a train in the middle of a pack, but everybody else has some breathing room to stretch their legs. So we have like 5 cars in a direct vicinity of each other with one yellow flag right now. That was Simon. Yeah, Simon. I'm not gonna pronounce that all the time.
Let me see if we can see what happened there. Yeah. Replay on the stream.
Jordan Burroughs. Yep.
Oh, that's just it's turning it onto the grass, I think.
Okay.
Good save. Car still going, no walls hit, nowhere close. So on him.
Okay, after putting up some pressure on Matt Muirhead, Jordan Burroughs had to go onto the grass and is now in P14 because of that. No, I'm sorry, P15. He lost one position to Sami Kal.
Yeah, he's moving up the field, but not as smoothly as he would like to be doing that, I think. He's probably having a lot of fun, because, you know, battling people is a lot of fun, overtaking them even better. But it's not the final position he wants to be in. Maybe he'll have to take a strategical choice and stop very soon, just to get out of this pack.
Yeah, but I think it would be a bit early now with 1 hour 7 left. I don't know if he'd be at a disadvantage.
Oh, but there is contact.
Ooh,
hang
contact
on,
between
Jordan Burroughs
and Sami Kal.
I think, yeah, that was Sami Kal. So I think Jordan has simply boxed. Not sure what the issue was there, but Sami has been taken out a little bit there and continues, but loses a lot of positions. That's absolutely not what I want to see, but it happens with an S at the start.
I think Jordan is gonna retire from this race as well. Yeah, he's gone.
It's unfortunate, but we continue. See who else we have. We have Matteo Schmidt currently in a third, still fighting Charlie. It's a very small gap, and it has been for a couple of laps. No movement in position so far.
No. We can point out that meanwhile, Harry Spears is in P6.
Yes, absolutely, and he's been gaining as well. We said 21 seconds earlier, now it's 18.6, so he's been making small improvements with respect to Barnabas Eros. He's been putting in good laps, and if he continues to do so, he will have a shot at winning this.
Oh yes, he does now with nearly 8.5 seconds ahead of Charlie Kent. If he can keep that up, he'll have a happy night.
Yeah, absolutely, I do see. Andre Katz overtakes Philip Guzaic there. And Andre P8. I'm not sure if that's where he wants to be. He probably wants to be up there a little bit. He's quite far down the pro class. Overall, still not doing so bad. Still behind people like Nipam and Harry and Joris. So they're all very strong, competent drivers. So I think 8 is still nothing to sneeze at. You see Harry take Joris.
Oh yeah, up into P5, so only 4 places to go for him. And how much? About 17 seconds to Barnabas, right?
About 18.2 it says on the Delta right now. That's what we're looking at in terms of the time that he still has to make up. And he will have 3.7 seconds ahead of him of free air. So no battling to do for a little while. And when he catches up and passes Dominic, there will be a bigger gap after that. But I do see Matteo and Charlie getting suspiciously close to each other, so we'll have a quick look at that.
Let's see if the power of the Bentley can catapult Matteo into second position after this straight now.
As you can look under the wing, see Pandas was here on the back of Charlie Kent's car. Of course, he's currently in the commentary box, so we know where he went. But not quite the line I think Matteo was looking for. No opportunity there into the chicane, maybe out of it. But Charlie has a pretty strong exit there, I think. And he goes into the pits, so it's a strategical battle from now on. As Matteo pulls into the pits.
Yeah. I think Matteo, this lap Matteo may have been a bit quicker than Charlie actually. The thing was, Charlie was able to make his car really wide without actually having to drive a defensive line. He did a very good job there keeping Matteo behind.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely cost Matteo some time. And now there's mechanics to overcuts and undercuts. I think in this game, depending on the track and how difficult it is on tires, it could go either way, overcut or undercut. But I thought I saw a yellow flag involving Andre Katz, but Andre Katz has disappeared. So maybe he disconnected. Let's quickly have a look.
Andre Katz? Oh, yeah, he's disappeared. We're losing people left and right. I don't like that.
No, that's not very nice. I'm not happy about that, but yeah, it is what it is. There's a lot of cars on track. There's a lot of incidents to be had, and it's a difficult track as well. Let's keep that in mind. So not everything, every disconnect is preceded by a crash or a collision. It's still sad to see it happen.
Yes, indeed. We still have 21 cars on the track, so we should still be in for some good racing here.
Absolutely. We still have a 3-way battle for 10th involving Matt Muirhead, Sadie Corbin, and Niels Janssen.
Yes, Sadie, for me, is an unknown entity. I don't know the driver that well yet. Haven't seen, I think, her.
It's I think it's Reese, but in a different name, and I don't know why.
Oh, it's Reese. Oh, okay.
I'll
I should say
respect the
her.
name change. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. It's a maid costume.
Yeah. So then I know how how fast Sadie is. All right. Good.
That's about what you
Jensen
expect.
looking
Ooh.
for the.
That was a bit optimistic, I think. That's maybe not where you want to be when a BMW turns in. But survived there. Probably not entirely where they expected to be. Niels Janssen, that is. I think Sadie lost a little bit of time there on the braking with respect to Matt. Ooh, and on the inside. Ooh, but there is contact, and Sadie gets tapped around a little bit.
He's holding it. Oh no.
Ooh. Slight overcorrection there.
Yeah.
Just to send it off the track entirely and into the grass. Not sure what Niels will do with that. He might decide that's too much time to wait. We'll just take the penalty. At some point, you're just losing more time than if you took the penalty. But of course, maybe it's not a penalty. The stewards will have a look at that. I'm not sure if we have live. I haven't seen any penalties drop where I expected them, so I'm not sure we have live stewarding today. Do you know that?
I can take a
Wait,
look
weren't you
through-
supposed to do it?
No, because
Like before-
I need to cast.
Yeah, before you were supposed to cast, I think.
Kiryu, Mrs. Crash, and Davos are stewarding.
Okay. Okay, so there should be live stewarding.
Yes, there is live stewarding.
Okay.
Yeah, I think on that incident, Reese, not Reese, who was in
Niels.
that? Niels. I think he's getting a penalty for that because he always was, not always, he already was very, very aggressive into the last chicane. Nearly bumping into Reese Corbin, and with that, it was a very, very aggressive move. So we'll see about what the race stewards have to say about that.
Absolutely. I don't know what the current status with the stewards is, but I expected a couple of penalties by now. I'm gonna check if there's any updates anywhere about that stewards room. Yeah, no updates on that. But we haven't seen any penalties yet, to my own surprise. But maybe we'll see some later. Maybe they're just backlogged a lot. And I think at this rate, that's not where you want to be. But best of luck to them.
Mr. Hook, so we have Arrows still in P1 and Harry Spears now in P3. That's interesting. Who was fighting with Charlie earlier?
That was... Well, he pitted. Was it Matteo?
Matteo Schmidt, yeah.
Yes. Currently
P16.
16. Is he doing the laps is the real question. I see 2:01 last lap. He's slightly faster than Charlie there. But I'm really curious about how much he has had to battle. I see him now in the middle of a train. So I assume it's maybe not been the best deal for him. And I'm not sure how confident Charlie is still on these tires. If these tires are working well, then he'll probably continue a little bit more. And so yeah, it could go either way. It's gonna we just have to keep an eye out when Charlie does pit. See where he comes out. Mateo tries to make another move. Is it successful? Not quite.
Yes, it might be for the next turn. Oh no, he's oh yeah,
He's
he's
flashing
going
his
for it.
lights. Oh, he's going. Oh no, he's not going for it. He's not letting it happen. But there he is on the inside. Barges in. Hello, I am there. Leave me space, he says.
Yeah.
And yeah, there you go.
But that lost him quite a few hundreds there, I think. Quite a few tenths there. So he's really having a hard time with this in this midfield there to try and minimize the time loss to Charlie Kent, who's currently in P2 and he still has to pit. Matteo Schmidt already pitted, so He is looking for an undercut. Let me see. Let us see if that's in the realm of possibility after fighting so much against Grace there.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And the only way we'll find out really is if Charlie pits. So we are waiting for that, but I don't think he has the intention to. Although his last lap was a 2:03, which also isn't very good. It's still slower, in fact, than what Matteo did there with all the battling. So I'm not sure if this is working out for him, but he's trying his best.
Yeah. So we have Harry Spears now with 15 seconds to the leader, so the gap is shrinking pretty fast.
And let's have a quick look at our leader. How is Barnabas doing? Is he still alive? I think he is. I get a pulse. So 2 minutes 1.6. So having good pace today, and he's just driving. That's what he does.
Driving, still extending the lead now at 11 seconds to P2. So, he's doing good time, but he needs to keep it up. He needs that consistency, preferably with times in the low 2 minutes.
Yes, that would be best. 2 minutes for one. I think that's kind of where we are going right now with the way the track is evolving and the tires are evolving, and it's the stage of the race we are currently in. Maybe we'll see that come down again a little bit later, but I'm not so sure. But for now, Balma's doing a good job. Harry still quicker though. That's what he needs to be worrying about. Charlie he will definitely beat. Unless he makes a big mistake, but you know, you can lose anything if you make a big mistake, so we won't consider that too much. Harry has the pace and Harry has the consistency, but they both still have to stop, so anything can happen. We'll have to see.
Yes. Looking down further the grid, we only have Bogdan Ruza in P16 in near proximity to Joe Grace and Rhys Corbin to Simon. Everything else is pretty much spread out now and just waiting on opportunities.
And got Simon, I think he's one of Pavel's friends from PAS Sim Racing, also being represented here today in the Porsche. I'm not sure if that's tradition or if Pavel bullied him into that, but or if they are teammates, very possible. But currently in P11, not where he wants to be. He is a pro driver, he needs to be further up, but a lot of pro drivers had a pretty rotten race today as well. So I think for now, just do your pace. There's still a lot of race to go. We are not even halfway, people. Can you believe it?
Mm-hmm. And we have now actually 3 AM drivers in the top 10, with Zach being in P1 for the AM class in P6 overall right now, doing a very good job, as well as Declan Bowler in P7, P2 respectively.
There's a little bit of El Clasico going on there, I think. But they've raced each other for a long time. They will know how to handle each other, hopefully. And we won't see any tears there. But yeah, that's definitely a battle to watch there. Quick on board with Deck to see exactly what the distance is. And, well, is one catching the other? Well, Deck caught Zach by about half a second last lap. So there is definitely a small pace advantage, at least in Deck's car, or in his driving. Let's see if that can materialize into an overtake. We do have Balint Gabay catching up to the pair of them, though, so that is something he will have to deal with. If it's quick enough, Zach will have to deal with it first, but something for the near future.
We have a little three-way going on from P11 to P13, with Samikal now going on the... he was going for it, but around the outside, no chance.
There was an attempt there, a bit ambitious through Deckness, but Sadie holds on and still worried about Simon ahead, but can't overtake if you're being overtaken. So it's a difficult one to be in the middle of a sandwich. You want to go forwards, but you have to look backwards.
Yes. So we have 50 minutes left now, with Heavy Spears now being 2.1 seconds behind Charlie Kent in P2. Both drivers, I think, the podium right now, every driver still needs to pit. I think the mass of drivers haven't pitted yet, right?
Yeah, it shows on the left with the ones next to the names. Or if you're on race control, I think you can see it in statistics or something. Yes. But the breakdown is the top 13 all haven't pitted. Matteo is the first one to pit, and Joe Grace as well as Michael Vavier also haven't pitted. Camille Becquier in 20th has also not pitted and is very sad. There's not much to keep there. Lucy Treffill has been in the pits for a little while. I think he's retired effectively. We've got 20 drivers left.
20 drivers who all want to score points. And let's see. But we only have
in the pits.
We have Sami Kyle and Sadie Corbin really racing each other right now. Everybody else has a gap of at least 2 seconds. Oh no, Joris Peters Wem is now approaching Dominique Fouquet as well.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of battles here, but I want to quickly stick with Sami and Corbin there. This is not for class, it's not for points, but it is, I think, for the glory. This is a very good battle shaping up here. Sadie doing a great job today, and Sami, I think, has been maybe struggling a little bit, but still up there with pace and ready to fight. But these appear to be matched for now, at least no opportunity to overtake soon. Well, I say that.
I think Sami got a bit better there in the beginning as well.
There was a lot of battering that went on in the beginning, so I'm not sure about that. But as it stands right now, Sami still not fast enough to make a move on Corbin. It might have to become a strategical battle. If one of them pits, the other one will likely go opposite.
Matt Muirhead going into the pits right now.
Absolutely, there we see him rolling in. See where he comes out. There's of course Sami Cal still on the tail, but looks to go side by side there into the S's for Sector 1, pushes a little bit, and there he goes. Sami Cal overtakes Sadie Corbin, finds a beautiful spot with a beautiful move around turn 1, turn 2, and there you go. P10.
Yes, just shove that big Bentley a bit in there and make him yield to position. That was a very good move of Sami. Aggressive enough, but not too aggressive. That's how I like to see it. Very
Exactly.
good move.
Just put your car there where it needs to be. Just shove your boat, not necessarily aggressively to the side, but just, this is my spot, this is what I'm taking, and you're kind of gonna have to deal with it. Let's see if we can see a similar move from Joris here, who's very, very close right now to Dominic.
Yes, very close behind that beautiful Audi R8. Coming down the start finish straight into T1. Is Joris going for it? Nah, I don't think he's close enough for a move. Staying behind.
He has a look though, but it is covered off.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
That's just a cheeky reminder that he's there, I think.
Absolutely, but Dominic does the lines. I think Joris might display a little bit, just a tiny bit of frustration there, but not enough to cause an incident. Of course, very smart about it. I think Joris has a lot of experience, so it's unlikely that he will make a crucial error resulting in tears.
Yeah. And I have some information on Norbert Thomas. And you were, in your assumption, you were correct. He had some technical issues. He hadn't had any force feedback at all, and the sound went off as well.
Okay, so it was a hardware failure on the steering wheel part.
Yes.
Yeah, so it looked a lot like an overcorrection for a slide that didn't happen. So that's what happens when your wheel just stops functioning, apparently.
Yeah.
We also have Harry very, very close to Charlie Kent. It's currently a battle. I think that's going to be resolved quite soon. Generally understood that Harry has better pace than Charlie. So let's see. Oh, Harry actually goes into the pit, so resolves it that way. Just get some fresh tires on, refuel for the rest of the race, and continue from there. We are nearly at the halfway mark, so it does make sense. Matteo, I mean, yeah, Matteo had to do the laps, but instead he's doing the fighting. Charlie isn't in yet. In fact, he's the leader right now, just because Barnabas has also stopped. So Charlie is currently the provisional leader of races. Matteo does a beautiful move there. Very nice through spoon. Sadie has to concede that. I think he has, yeah, he has the position, the exit, everything. Brilliant. Tag it and tag it. Harry Spears then with Barnabas and Dominic in the pits. There's some high profile drivers in this race. Barnabas is driving out and will effectively be in the lead, but not in position. Charlie takes the provisional lead. Zach currently third. We've got an AM driver in third. I feel like that's noteworthy temporarily. A lot of people have pitted now, and it's about time for Zach to go in too soon. A lot of AM drivers, though. The top three from AM all haven't pitted. That's Zach, Niels, and Sadie. Look at Declan Bowler in 14th now. Keep an eye on him when the top three of AM does stop. Zach, Niels, and Sadie. We want to see where he comes out, if he's ahead of anyone, if he's close to anyone. Because that top three might very well not be the top three in only 2 laps. I do be looking at Matteo Schmidt because we want to know what is Charlie Kent going to do? Is he going to box this lap? Is he going to emerge ahead of Matteo Schmidt after that? Clearly, look, he doesn't stop. Really, the gap to Matteo is actually over a minute, so I think he's safe. But we will have to see. You never know. Maybe he has damage to repair. It takes longer. It's just something we have to look for. Barnabas is very close to Niels Janssen right now.
And Joris picked up a 5-second penalty.
Yeah, 5-second penalty. I'm not sure for what that was, per se. Could be like from so many laps ago that we do not have the capacity to remember. But yep, that's a 5-second penalty. I'm not sure how he is feeling about that. Won't be happy. Let's see if it affects him at the end of the race.
For avoidable contact with number 255. Who's 255?
That's Sami Cal. Yeah. Does it say a lap number?
No.
Okay. Just curious to see like how far back we're looking, but have been a large number of contacts. I think the stewards are just working their way through as not as fast as they can, because if you don't do a good job, you can go very fast. They'll take their time. Niels Janssen has just been overtaken by Barnabas. A very nice move into turn 1. Niels sliding the rears there a little bit, maybe telling him that the rears really want a box. Niels still driving. Again, still not pitting. Harry Spears still has the fastest lap. Currently in P8. Fairly close behind Sadie.
Yeah, Charlie Kent making those tires last pretty long.
Yeah, well, so
he's still doing decent enough lap times to keep this gap up to Matteo, I think. Oh, now he's going into the pits.
Yeah, Charlie Kent goes into the pits. There you go. And hits the speed limit. So we'll keep an eye on him. I don't think there's any very, very cool battles going on. So we'll leave that for now. We do see Charlie just casually rolling down this slanted pit straight of Suzuka. Some cars stood still there. I believe that's Joe Grace who is pitting, and Trefil who has effectively retired. So let's keep an eye out on Matteo Schmidt, because this is the battle that we're really looking for. Matteo Schmidt is driving towards 130R as Charlie Kent is standing still in the pit. Will he have enough time to overtake? My bet is no. I don't think he will. I think Charlie has had enough of a gap by the time he came in. But we will have to see. Charlie is still standing still, though. And there you go, Matteo, out of the last chicane. Is it going to be enough? Maybe it is actually enough, because Charlie is still standing still. He has started to move now. Ooh, but I'm not sure if it's enough. Let's see if we can see him on the helicam. And there he is. I think he's been overtaken there. So Matteo Schmidt moves up to 4th place, effectively, I think, 2nd. And that's also Harry Spears. There's also lost a position to Harry Spears. That will be Charlie Kent effectively in 4th place. It will be behind... Zach still has to pit, and Jorge still has to pit.
Yeah, so... Oh, dang. So... Matteo Schmidt really did some good work there in the field regarding minimizing the time loss and actually gaining a bit of time on Charlie Kent there.
Yeah, he's done an excellent job there. We did know that he had the pace to keep up and some. So it was always a possibility. But if you see people emerge into traffic, you have to assume that they are not doing their full pace and they're losing maybe even seconds a lap. That was always going to be unsure, but I don't think Charlie had the cleanest couple of laps there, and as a result, he has now been overtaken.
Yes, with Harry Spears being hot on the heels of Matteo Schmidt now. See how well can Matteo handle the pressure coming from behind in a couple of laps time.
I don't know, but in principle he has the right to defend, and if he does, then he gets another position. Because, in fact, it should be a P2, I think, if he defends it all the way till the end, as Joris does box and puts himself into the position closer to where he will finish. But, yeah, he will have the right to defend. I'm not sure how well he will be able to defend from Harry. Harry is just... a very experienced and quick racer, and at that point you probably just lose every battle. I'm not sure how that goes. Of course, the car difference makes a difference. He's in a Honda, and I think nobody around him is in a Honda, so it's going to be interesting to see what he will make of it. Harry is close, though. It's 0.8 seconds to the car ahead.
Yeah, already caught up about half a second in that lap alone.
We'll have to see where he makes it happen, though. Is it gonna be... well, it's not gonna be in Degna. I can give you that one for free unless there's a mistake by Matteo. It's just not a place you overtake, but there's a lot of places you can. So we'll have to see where he spots the opportunity, where he smells the blood, and where he decides to bite. Could be a little while for him, but he does want to get to Eros, who is only 8 seconds up the road. But the sooner he gets past, the better for him.
Yeah, having a little bit of a look, but choosing not to keep it on the outside there for the next turn.
It's just not quite enough space to poke his nose in there. Matteo keeping it clean enough, but he is bleeding time very, very quickly. I think if they could go through each other, it would already be done. But that's not the way it goes. Matteo has a car he can not only use to drive away as fast as he can, but also to block any overtaking opportunities inside of 130i thinks better of it. It's just not going to happen. But he does have better speed. Not anymore. On the inside, maybe. There he goes. Just brakes later and gets the car stopped almost earlier. So there you go. Very nice overtake by Harry Spears. Maybe Matteo deciding to let it be. A P3 on your first race is just as... Well, it's not just as good. It's still really good. So I don't think he will be complaining too much about that. And it's very good for Harry because he now gets to start the chase. The Barnabas Arrows, who is 8 seconds up the road.
Yeah, now the beast is unleashed. I think that was really a wise decision by Matteo, because Matteo knows he has the pace to prevent Charlie from going past him. But I think he realized that fighting with Perry is just not feasible. You can't defend from this kind of raw pace that Harry has on this track. So now Barnabas Arrows is going to feel the heat, and I'm curious to see how he'll handle it.
Absolutely. We'll see that happen in a couple of laps. 35 minutes left. I think there's enough time for Harry to catch up. In the meantime, we can entertain ourselves with the AM class. We've got Dek Klembola in P8 and Zach in P9. These are now the leaders, as I said before. Niels, Sadie, and I believe it was... Was it Bob? No, I'm not sure. No, it was Zach. Zach, Niels, and Sadie. They were top 3 for a little while before they pitted. And then Dek was the next car up. He had already pitted, and after Zach boxing, he did box later, so his tires will be in a better condition. If they both did the math right, the weight will be about the same. So it's a straight up battle for the lead of AM. Yeah. Dek ahead of Zach for now, but can he hold on?
Yeah. Muri now getting a 10-second penalty for the collision with Reese Corbin in T1, I think it was.
Not sure which lap that was, but I think that's quite a bit in the past. They are, I think, not near each other right now. Not too far.
Not really.
Not right now. Yeah.
Oh wait, but 10 seconds would be enough nearly for Reese.
Oh, it would be. It would be, yeah. it actually would be if Reese picks up the pace a little bit, Mr. Corbin. And we should see something there. But Zach is on the offensive there. Looks to the inside for 130R. Dek covers it off as much as he can. And as a result, Zach thinks better of it. The camera has a look at he's distracted by the cars below. But there you go. Zach fended off by Dek. But still so much time left. 33 minutes. Can you really defend at your full... defend full blast for 30 minutes? It's a really big ask.
That is a big ask, yes. I mean, you can, but you'll be exhausted after that. It is difficult. For now, Dek just has to look forward, really, because I don't think the pace difference is that huge between those two guys. So it's just make your car as wide as possible. Take your racing line. Go from the middle to the racing line on straights. Just try and keep Zach on his toes. While we have Charlie Kent now, 0.2 behind Matteo Schmidt.
Just looking at that, Charlie has made a lot of inroads there. Maybe Matteo made a mistake, or Charlie just has found the groove with this car, despite the lack of 4 cylinders, and trying to make it work.
You gotta keep in mind that Matteo's tires are half an hour older.
Oh, that is true. Yep. Very good point.
So we have Charlie with the fresher tires now being able to close up pretty quickly, and I think we're gonna see an overtake attempt in the next couple of turns. Let's see how he's gonna do it.
Well, yeah, that's what I want to know, because through these turns, it's near impossible. It's possible, It's very, very difficult to do. You basically need a mistake from your opponent. He had through deck. Oh, but he does make a mistake. There you go, and Charlie just goes through. Matteo makes a very small but critical mistake through the Dunlop curves, and Charlie needs no second invitation. Puts his car exactly where it needs to be. P3 on the podium.
With Matteo flashing his lights there, wonder what that was for, because there was nothing. Oh, Zach just going for a move there, contact between Zach and Dak through that corner. Zach slotting in behind. Trying to go for
I'm
the
not sure
next...
what the stewards will think of that, but I think I have a nice discussion about that. Hopefully friendly. But yeah, there's a very close battling between these two. I think Deck does not want to relinquish his position. I don't have to tell you why. It's the lead of Ham. He will get full points in his class. So he will want to keep this position. But Zach has good pace. I think his fastest lap, is half a second faster than Deck. So there's definitely... that's no longer true, actually. They both had a personal best last lap. Zach's was still faster. So yeah, Zach is really putting in the laps he needs to get close to Deck. But overtaking is a different story. We'll keep an eye on these two, though, because they are making it exciting.
Yeah. Barnabas Eros in P1. Getting chased down now. The gap to second place is shrinking now, just a bit. So he's managing to stay below 2 minutes and 1 second. So last one was 2 minutes point 9. He still needs to be a bit faster though, because Harry's last was 2 minutes point 1. Need to hurry up a bit. 29 minutes. That might be enough time for Harry to catch Eros if it continues like that.
Yeah, I think well, catching Eros, I think, is very much on the cards for Harry. But overtaking is a different story. Let's not forget. I estimate, I guess. Well, I say estimate, it's a guess. With about 12 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go, Harry will be on the back. And then it will be a very interesting game to see if Eros can hold on or if Harry will find a way to overtake. For now, Zach is still very close to Deck, a little bit further away at turn 1 this time, so no move there, but he's catching really nicely in sector 1.
Yeah. Zach is faster than Deck, but Deck is really doing a good job of keeping his head together and just driving his line every time. So Deck, just keep it like that, and I think you will be good here. A little shout out to the boy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see Mercedes, that's of Balint Gabay in the background. Might become a factor later. We'll have to see how things pan out. Balint, I think, has better pace than both of them. Is a pro driver, so there might be a little bit of games to play there. But it will be a fight for position as well. Could harm Zach more than it would help him. But yeah, we'll have to see. There's still a lot to happen between these two. If Zach overtakes this lap, which is not very long anymore, then it could be over. But
Zach flashing his lights. Deck going a bit from left to right there. Through 130R now, both keeping it together. I think Deck was a little bit faster through there. But in the end, I think any advantage cancelled out there because Zach got pretty good through the last chicane.
Yeah, they seem to be trading a little bit. Sometimes Deck is better, sometimes Zach is better. But it's overall Zach is slightly faster. But the gap is not big enough.
We have a situation in P4, P3. I think Charlie Kent just made... No, wait. Matteo Schmidt is on the back again, on Charlie.
I'm not sure what happened there. We could go back, but I'm not sure if it was recent, so we'll avoid that. Let's see. I will quickly check if they had contact. I assume they didn't. They didn't. So we can ignore that. Yeah, so I think Charlie just made an unforced error there, lost some time. He was ahead of Matteo, so that's fine. Not sure what. I'm not sure how this will develop. We'll have to see. In general, Charlie should have better pace with the better tires, but still a long race to go. I say long, 26 minutes. Still pretty long.
Also have Matt Muirhead coming up on Niels Janssen here in the back, P12, P13.
Niels Janssen, let's have a look at him.
With Niels currently being in P3 for AM and P12 overall.
Yeah, he's doing all right. I think probably want to be up there a little bit more. I think there were a couple of incidents involving him where he lost some time, but P3 is still nothing to sneeze at. I think we'll be happy with that.
Yes, why he still has a nice buffer of 10 seconds behind to P4, and we have
Alan made a mistake there. I think he
yeah.
Not sure if he hit the wall there. Let's have a quick look at what happened there. So out of spoon goes into 130R. 130R, we like in an F1 car it's free. In these cars it's not really. Car's a bit too heavy and not enough downforce to completely plant itself. If you make a small mistake, you can start to slide. You will need to correct it if you don't do quick enough. This is what you get, but he saves it. Quite brilliantly done with the save, but that's not what you want to see. It loses a lot of time.
Yeah. Now we have Zach with a little mistake, causing him to lose a bit of time to deck ahead, and Simon looking to unlap himself. That will be interesting to see how the Porsche will come into the mix, because he's a pro driver and theoretically faster on track, even though he's behind now. But I think he had some problems during the race with getting beaten about a bit.
Yeah, I think he had a couple of issues at the start of the race, so it was quite unfortunate for him. So first half not so good. Second half, well, he's very far behind. He's in fact lapped by these guys. But he's still got decent pace. He's still got it. As long as he finishes, he will get points.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Matt Muirhead just went for the overtake on Niels Janssen in the in the hairpin. Kept that position. So and he's losing hit the car, and they trade positions again. So we go back to square one.
I just was going to show a quick replay of the initial overtake, which is Niels going a little bit deep, and then Matt taking advantage of it quite well, but unfortunately, didn't stick. But still fighting, I think. Zach and Deck. I think this is the main fight of the race. We do have Harry and Eros doing a lap time battle, the hot lap battle between those two. But Deck and Zach, strategic. There's been a bit of strategy in the first part, trying to keep your car out of trouble, trying to keep consistent. I think Deck has done that to a T. Started very far back, but now he's on top for the AM class, and Zach maybe a little bit less fortunate, maybe a couple more mistakes there, but he's currently in second and very ready to fight. And this is I think just gonna go all the way to the end. This depends on when Zach can get a good run. He also has to face pressure from behind from the lapped car.
Yeah, that is when or if he can get a good peek into an opening. Because Deck is doing a really good job right now with handling his pace and handling the gap behind to Zach. For like 1 or 2 laps, it's about 0.5 to 0.7 now. Getting into the groove.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, very good.
Very, very nice. Alicant also picked up a 5-second time penalty. I'm not sure what that is for.
Oh, 5-second time penalty. Matteo Schmidt smacking his lips now with being 2.3 seconds behind. He has to keep it up now. Keep it in that 5 seconds and you get a free third place.
Do you have a information on what that was on precisely? Or what the reason for that was?
Aggressive driving was the statement.
Interesting. I don't know what that means.
Me neither. Zach now.
That's the first time I've seen it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. 0.2 is very close, and Deck is still holding that position. Not particularly fast man on track, but you know, he's P8, Zach's P9, so more points for Deck for now. Still 20 minutes left to hold on to that. That's a time where if you start out and you have to defend for 20 minutes, I think decent amount of people will be able to do that. But it has already gone on for a little bit.
Yeah, and you need to remember he's already doing it for 10 minutes now.
Absolutely. So it's hope his arms don't get tired, and I hope he doesn't get bored of this. I don't see how you would get bored. Ooh, I think said he made a mistake.
Chris
out of the
made a mistake.
Yeah, that's out of Dunlop. And just didn't hit a wall. Hit a lot of grass. Just mowing it for a little bit. But just unfortunate. Lose a lot of time.
That is very unfortunate because now he's out of the 10-second penalty gap of Muri in front of him.
True, but also that's not for class position anyway. So I doubt he'll care too much, as we do see. I think Sami Calm, Balint Gabe having a little ding-dong battle here. But Zach is also extremely close to Deck. Let's have a look at that. This is the fight we really want to see. Zach got extremely close on the braking there for the chicane. Out of the chicane, hasn't really remained with that gap. Will he be able to send it into turn 1? He does close in a little bit. Is he going to go for it?
No, I don't think so.
That's not smart. It would not be smart to do that. But does have a decent run here. I'm not sure if... I don't think Deck makes enough mistakes to go for a move in Sector 1 against him. It's just... It's left to right to left to right. You basically have to... You have to hope for a mistake. If you try to force it, you will very likely cause an incident. And that will set you back as well as your opponent.
Yeah, Dexy... Ooh.
You saw that, right? A bit too much curb there from Deck, I think. And that settled his car just a little bit too much. But
yeah, squirm there. Ooh.
No harm, no foul. I believe it's Simon behind. Just kind of sitting there. Currently in P19. Bit of a disappointing start, maybe.
Yeah, I think Simon struggles a bit with the long straights on this track in a Porsche. I mean, the first sector he's probably feeling very good with mid to high speed or more mid speed sweeping corners in the first sector, but like here, those long straights, you see how the Porsche just suffers because it has. You can't say it has no straight line speed, but if you compare it to the other cars on the grid, it has no straight line speed.
Yeah, so we'll not be able to keep up with Zach and Deck even as they battle. But Zach is closer this time compared to last lap. Deck has got all the way on the inside to defend. Zach around the outside. Is he going to make that stick? Well, not for now. Deck does keep the inside. Zach leaves him a lot of space, maybe a little bit more than necessary, but he goes to go for a switchback. He has the position there. Maybe around the outside, it was just enough space there for him, but not enough for a move. He's just going to have to settle with it.
That was a strong drive by Deck there. Gotta admit that. Very good moves from Zach, but he just held on to that position like he says, "This is mine. You're not getting it." Let's see what Zach can bring up in the last 15 minutes as we are approaching those.
You want to know something really funny?
Tell me.
Harry Spears has a drive-through penalty.
Oh.
Yep, that's the right reaction. I think that means that Charlie Kent and Matteo Smith will be promoted from their current positions. And Harry Spears will have to do it all over again, trying to overtake those two.
Yeah, and Barnabas Eros is in a very good position to keep that P1 now. Exciting times right here on Suzuka.
So, will the first race not be going to Harry Spears? He was 2 seconds behind. He was close, but Barnabas now on track to win, and I've just been challenged to say something, attempt to say something in Hungarian after this race. So I'll be doing that, provided Barnabas wins. I think that's a fair trade there. As Deck, I think, goes a little bit not too wide though. The car is still completely fine there. Zach not close enough, and Simon very, very close. But the strike is coming up, so it's not going to be anything for the Porsche. But it is close enough, maybe, to do something around the rest of the track.
Yeah, but...
That would be a disaster for Zach if Simon gets in between those.
Definitely. Let me see. Everybody else is pretty much spread out, so it seems like it's a done deal, except for P1 and P2 for AM.
Yeah, I think the whole story for for Pro is like there was a crash at the start. Barnabas Eros runs away as fast as he can. Charlie and Matteo had a bit of a ding-dong battle, and Harry has tried, but ultimately, I think with the drive-through, failed to catch back up to first. Silver has been all over the place. I think Dominique at some point was like third, on like not even because people pitted or something, just very, very strong pace at the start, keeping out of trouble. And then we have Filip Drzajic slowly creeping himself forwards to now 7th, which is an excellent result if you can hold on to that. I think we'll be very happy with that. And then we got Sami Kahl, I think, has moved up and down the grid like a bloody metronome. Then we got Matt Muirhead. I'm not sure if he is classified in a class yet. Currently 13th. We've got Joe Grace and Michael Favier that are a bit further back. So I'm not sure what to make of Silver Class. It's all over the place.
Okay, I think just for the fact to make a statement, I think Harry Spears is going to overtake Barnabas this or next lap, and then at the end of next lap he's going into the pits for his drive-through.
I'm not sure if he has to serve his drive-through within a couple of laps.
I think he has to serve his drive-through within 3 laps.
Yes, so I think it will probably box his lap, to be fair. I'm not sure if he's gonna risk it too much. I mean, you lose more time by staying behind. We'll see what he decides to do. It's up to him, and he's a better driver than me, so what can I say? He's quite
a better
close,
driver than all of us.
He is quite close, and there's some battling happening. He makes it happen. Ooh, very, very tight there on the apex of the chicane, but he overtakes, immediately goes into pits.
Yeah,
what a troll.
That was his last to first challenge completed. Unfortunately, not on the podium, but I respect that what he did there.
Yeah, it's an absolutely amazing job he's done to go from near last to basically first for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Now in P4.
That where he will come out? Yeah, that makes
Yes.
sense. That's probably where he comes out. Dominic, I think, is just a little bit too far back. And there he goes.
About 10 seconds to Matteo Schmidt. That might be doable in the last 10 minutes, but I think that's that then.
I mean, a second a minute would be amazing. But I don't think he'll be looking at Matteo so much as Charlie Kent, who has a 5-second penalty. But Matteo is still within that. He's dropping back a little bit, but he's still within that. If Harry gets within a second of Matteo, there's a good chance he will overtake Charlie.
True.
Ooh, Zach makes a mistake there. I think he has to let somebody by there. That's Sammy Cal. That is full position. Although for a different class. Sammy Cal now slightly ahead of Zach. And that is a disaster for Zach. Oh, but actually, Lexus is really fast in a straight line. Hold on to your horses for a moment. This is not done yet. Zach does go very wide. Ooh, the car slides. And that's done. There you go. Sammy Cal overtakes Zach Summerhill. And that is a disaster for Zach, because that means that for the next 10 minutes, he's going to have a decent period of time, I think, where he cannot challenge Deck.
No, he can't. So if Deck just decides to let Samika go through just to keep his first place in AM, that is just time gain for Declan in that situation.
Absolutely, but Sammy Cal is very pacey, very, very close to Deck already. There's not a car's length between them, not even a car's width. So I think this move will happen sooner rather than later. I don't think too much time is lost. It's not the hairpin yet, so Deck is just keeping that position. He's trying to be as annoying as possible, I think, just to keep a car between him and Zach. And the longer he can do that, the better his chances are.
Yeah, Samika now not quite looking for it yet. What going now? Oh, okay. The Deck is one of you probably wants to use his draft now. Tucking right into that.
It's either that or a genuine mistake, or his choice to just let him by because battling tends to be slower. But now he doesn't have a car between himself and Zach, and there you go. Zach is already really close. I think if that was a strategical decision, I'm not sure if that was the right thing to do. I think he just went wide.
Unfortunate. We have Joris right now fighting with Dominic as well.
Yeah, this is not full class, although you wouldn't know it by positions alone. Dominic has been doing an excellent race today. I think somebody makes a small mistake there. But Joris has closed in now, even with... Oh, he served the time penalty, so it doesn't have it anymore. Doesn't need to worry about it. Where he finishes on track will be where he stands in the standings. Final results. He's doing a good job. And a small mistake from Dominique, and there he goes, P5. But not the best exit, I think, so it's not quite over.
Zach, they are trying to get into Deck's head, flashing lights behind him.
I do see yours being re-overtaken by Dominic, so hold on to your horses there. But he remains around the outside for 130R. That's not... You're not supposed to do that, Joris. And there he goes. Brakes on the inside for the chicane. They are side by side through it. And Joris has the better line on the exit. Does not leave Dominic the space that they need to keep up. There you go, Joris on P5.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays that way. Although I already see Dominic like catching again thanks to Slipstream.
Oh, so, Zach is going for the move on Deck. Deck on the outside, having a little bit of a squirm, and the Lexus is just faster in a straight line. So Zach going into P1 of AM with just 7 minutes to go. Deck right behind him, and we still got the Porsche there, just sitting behind them and watching that race from the first row.
Yes, I think Deck made the same mistake again he made earlier. around, what is it, Spoon Curve. So we're quickly going to see how this unfolded. We did miss a lot of it live, so we're going all the way back a whole minute in time to see exactly what happened here. So Deck here ahead in the white-blue car, and then behind is Zach in the big, nicely colored Lexus. I do appreciate it. I don't think it shows too well at night. Here we go into Spoon Curve. Deck slightly on the inside. Zach does optimize his line there, but oh, Deck touches the curb a little bit. A little bit of a slide, goes wide, and there you go. That's all she wrote. Very nice overtake from Zach, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. And Deck makes a mistake that Zach can benefit from. We'll be happy with that. Good race between those two.
Yeah, Deck now a bit on the back foot here. Already 0.8 behind Zach. Just get your head down the last 5 minutes, mate. Get that, Brummy.
Oh, minute on, but he's looking on the inside.
Oh,
and Zach gives him enough space for it, and as a result, Deck is now slightly ahead, but Zach is still there. I don't think he can entirely close it. I think Zach will have a good opportunity to go through it for it again at Spoon Curve, but this battle is not over. We thought Zach had the better pace, but he hasn't shown it enough so far. Ooh, and that's a mistake through Spoon Curve there. Doesn't take the right line, and Deck retakes a position. Zach has slightly better exit though, so it's not over yet. There's 5 minutes to go. I think all 5 of those minutes will be this battle. Or maybe Sammy Cal, because he's really close to Philip Desires. We'll keep an eye out on that. Slightly ahead on the... Yeah, currently going through the chicane, so slightly ahead on the track. I think Deck went a little bit wide there. Will not have a good exit. And I think actually that gives Zach a very good shot at another move into turn 1.
With
He has
4.5 minutes to go.
Yeah,
but I don't think that is enough.
Has to have so much more confidence in the car to make this one stick, but there's not enough space there. Deck runs him a little bit wide, and he'll have to continue trying. Make it stick this time. It's very unfortunate that they lost it the first time. We do also see Sammy Cal. Oh, there's big contact between Sammy Cal and Philip Desires, and they are actually standing still on the racing line. Deck will have to watch out there. Ooh. It just about worked out for them, but that was scary.
That's a disaster for Deck.
What happened?
That's a disaster. Not for Deck, for Zach, sorry.
That is a disaster for Zach, because there's something in between again, isn't there? But
There is.
Quickly look at what happened between Sammy Cal and Philip there. They went through sector 1. I think Philip broke somewhere where Sammy simply didn't expect it. There's nothing Philip could do after that. And yeah, you can see the rest of the pack just come in there. It's like, what happened here? I've got a train of 5. One of whom is
Zach
left.
is fuming right now. He's flashing so much to... who is that, by the way? Sammy Cal, yeah, he's flashing Sammy Cal. Really saying, I don't like what you did there. I can feel that, Zach, I can feel that.
Yeah,
That'll be a horrible position.
It's frustrating for sure. Because you had your battle, you were close to winning it. In fact, you did win it and then you lost it again, but you're close to winning it again. And the opportunity has been taken away. Whether it was going to happen or not, you can't fight for it anymore. And that is frustrating. So, unless Sammy overtakes Deck or lets himself be overtaken by Zach, this fight will be over. And that will be deeply frustrating to Zach, who will not be happy with that.
No, he won't. There's really just a little lifeline now for him. Because he's still 0.8. So he is basically technically in reach of Deck, but you need to get that 0.8 of a second and then overtake, which we saw is pretty hard on here. Deck is doing a really, really good job keeping those cars behind him.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job today overall. He's been very consistent, very few mistakes on his part. And earning him it's what we see a lot from him. Just be extremely consistent and just bubble up.
With the leader on the final lap of the race now, so Zach has 1 lap remaining to get in front of Dak.
Yeah, and Sammy is still in between, so I don't see it happen very quickly. But if Sammy and Dak come together, if Dak lets Sammy pass, but in a very a very, what do you call it? A bad way, let's say.
Yeah.
Then it's very, very possible still for Zach to get right back up there. But I think he has learned, and he will know to be better about just defending the position from the guy behind, even if they are faster. Sometimes battling is the right thing to do. And if he recognizes that, I think he has a really good shot. It's almost, if they cross the line, it's still 1 lap left for these 3. And after that, yeah, it's just for all the marbles. That goes a little bit wide there. Around the outside, Sammy Cal tries to go for the last chicane, but it's just not gonna happen there. He does have a good exit. Oh, but Deck was in the way? It's very important. I don't think... oh, actually... Sammy Cal does have overspeed. Might just send it on the inside. Or around the outside. We'll have to see. Around the outside it is. But it's not. And he actually goes a little bit wide and gives Zach an opportunity to go ahead. There you go, Zach. Ooh, nice move. But it's not over yet. It is over yet. There you go. Zach with a brilliant move of Sammy Cal. Trying to overtake Deck, but compromising himself. And as a result, Zach overtakes and now is back on the back of Deck. We will quickly switch to Barnabas Arrows, who's about to finish this race and win it with a brilliant race, beating Harry Spears. Maybe not on pace, he was overtaken, but he's done an excellent job of staying out of trouble. Back to Zach. Zach is still very, very close to Deck. When Deck makes a mistake, actually, it's Deck the 2. Normally you don't see it there. Ooh, it's not quite enough, and Sammy Cal was right behind, stuck behind these cars.
I think Sammy Cal also wants a piece of this. He's not backing down. He's gonna go for position. See, he's not side by side with Zach. Zach won't be happy about that because he's now losing time to Deck in front, fighting Sammy here in the Bentley.
I think Zach needs a mountain load of luck even to have an attempt. Oh, but he just goes wide. And actually, Sammy just spins on his own, I think. It's all kicking off here. But I think Zach, the gap is too big to Deck. I think Deck will come out on top in the AM class. But it's not quite over yet. I can also confirm that Dominic has won for Silver class. And for AM class, it's technically still something to fight for, but the gap is quite big. It's a lot bigger than we've seen it. Unless Deck's steering wheel breaks at this point, I think that is a brilliant victory for the host, for the Northerner.
Yes,
and there we go.
Unfortunately, viewers, I need to leave a bit early. From me now to the winners, to the podiums, congratulations. Jesse, thank you for casting with me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for joining me. It was a pleasure.
As always. And I'll see you guys next time.
Alright, I think that was Pandas. He's muted himself. I think he's heading out very soon. Yeah, we will not leave yet. Hold on to your horses. We will try to arrange an interview with all of the winners of every class. So there will be Barnabas, Dominic, and Declan. Quickly gonna pop to the right Discord channel. Yes, we are organizing this mostly on a Discord. On BSKIT right now. That's what we're using it for. Quickly add Deck. I'm not sure. And Barnabas. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm trying to arrange the interviews. Right, I have attempted to arrange the interviews with Barnabas, Dominic, and Deck. You see some of the reviews in. Yeah, I do have to say it. I don't know what it means, but Chepvold Batcha? I'm not sure. I did my best. Maybe I just insulted someone's mother. But that was from Norbert. I had to say that if Barnabas won. There you go. I haven't quite heard from any of the class winners. I haven't heard from the winners yet. I'll first go for the second place finisher. I think we should have Matteo. Matteo, you finished second this race overall. I think by the number tags you would be first in pro, but I assume that will not be the case after this race. How did the race go for you?
So basically, I decided that as Bentley's got very iffy BOP on this track, I decided that I'll go for an alternative strategy and do a massive undercut by basically just paying after what, I don't know, 25 minutes. So I got quite a big gap on Donna, like 4 seconds after, well, having lost some time with people in the back as well. But yeah, apparently the tire wear was not that good, so so Donut passed me, but then he got a 5-second penalty, which yeah, gave me hope again. And well, these were probably my most intense 20 minutes, like in my sim racing career, just trying to keep within the 5 seconds. So really incredible.
And Charlie is, of course, a very quick driver, so it's not easy to do that. We did see you battle with him for quite a long time, and as you said, you decided to box early just to try that undercut. You were very close behind him until then. It worked pretty well, and then you said the tire wear was really bad. That sounds like Suzuka, to be fair. I think it does that. But how does the handling of the car change when the tires are so worn? Explain to the viewers.
So basically, my biggest struggle after, like, I don't know, for 40 minutes was the corner before Dunlop. The tires don't want to grip, so I was running wide until I went like much slower into that corner. So yeah, you just simply lose time because you have to carry less speed for a reason that, or you simply got less grip.
Yeah, so it's just struggling with that. We also saw a lot of mistakes happen, unforced errors through 130R. Do you think tire wear has something to do with that?
Definitely. And when it comes to me, it's really just the car that it does not want to behave through 130R. To be honest, like you need a massive lift. Just hard to feel, kinda. But well, you don't get warnings actually for running wide in 130R. So it's not like I want to purposely run wide there, but yeah, it's also not optimal because the 130R curb, the outside one, has a tendency to actually throw your car into the wall on the left-hand side because or for some reason, just kind of go on it, and the game decides that you end up in the wall. But well, that's how it is.
That's unfortunately just how it is. But yeah, you kept it out of the wall. You kept the car mostly stable, and you get a P2 behind your name, presumably in class after the classes are taken a look at again. And you should be happy with that. So how do you go into the next race?
So the next race is actually in Imola, and Bentley on Imola is actually pretty good even on quali pace, because Bentley usually does not. Well, Bentley is usually your race car kind of thing, because on quali pace it's a bit off the top cars, but then in the race it can compensate with a much smaller tire drop off than like Honda's got massive drop, like, but Bentley, well, I think my consistency could have even been the best in this race from everyone, because I dropped by, I don't know, half a second throughout this 1 hour 5 minute stint, while in the Honda I probably would have been running in like 2:04s at the end of this stint, just praying that I don't end up in the wall because the tires just don't want to behave. So yeah, so for Imola, I definitely feel confident, because this race gave me a lot of confidence, definitely. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't want to jinx anything, so.
And hopefully you can have an equally or better, equally as good or better race next time. Thank you so much for joining for an interview. Yeah, pulling deck in now. You are free to go. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining.
Thank you, bye.
We will be pulling in the winner of the AM class race, and what a race it was. Deck, tell us more about it.
Oh, that was such hard work, and massive respect to Zach for keeping that clean. He had the pace, to be honest. He should have won that, but somehow I hung on to it, and I think I probably owe Sammy Cal some money for keeping Zach between me and him for as long as he did. That was an incredibly tough race. Those last 35 minutes, I don't think I said a word.
Yeah, it looked like a very tough race from both of your ends, really. We saw that Zach had the pace, and when he finally got past through Spoon Curve, we thought he would run off, and I thought that was it. I genuinely thought that was it. How did you come back?
So I found out after the race, he got a bad exit from, I can't remember which corner exactly. I think the exit of Spoon, because he thought he was going to get a track limit warning, and he was already on 3. So he had to be a bit cautious on the exit of the turn, and I managed to somehow get a run there and find a gap. I was lucky to find a way past when I did, because yeah, much longer and he'd have ran off so far up the road, I wouldn't have stood a chance. That was, yeah, very, very intense.
So just a lucky moment, maybe, but he did retake that position, and you said it was lucky that Sammy got him in between, but to be honest, it looked very sketchy in those last 10 minutes. There were cars all over the place. I think Sammy had a crash with Philip. They were standing still in Sector 1. You came around the outside. Sammy slotted in between there. And while... Like I think the moment that Zach passed Sammy, he immediately was on top of you. How did that feel?
Yeah.
That moment that you see Sammy behind, you think, there's a car between me and Zach, I will keep my position. And then you go through turn 1, you look in your mirror again, it's Zach right behind you. What is the first thing that goes through you?
I sort of, I was hoping Sammy would be able to keep Zach behind, but I think he ran wide, and Zach did not need a second invitation to look up the inside. I suppose disappointed, but not surprised is probably sums it up fairly well. Fair play. I knew how frustrated Zach was getting, and he kept it clean as far as I could see. I was sort of hoping they'd start scrapping and hold each other up, but unfortunately for me, it was decided fairly quickly. But yeah, no complaints really. It was fair racing, it was clean racing, and respect to the lot of them, and again, respect to the likes of yourselves who've broadcast the whole thing. Thank you to the stewards and everyone else who's made this possible and turned up. It's been a really, really good race. Fantastic opener to the season, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have.
Yeah. One more thing I want to ask you about. It has been a really interesting race, to be fair. There's a lot going on, a lot of battles, also a lot of incidents. Now, we noticed that you didn't qualify very well. I think you were quite far down the grid. How did you get to the lead after pit stops?
Yeah, I wish I could give you an answer to that. I think possibly some of the incidents might have helped me. I wasn't really worrying about anyone else's race because I can't control that. I was just doing the best that I could, trying to make as little, or make the fewest mistakes that I could. But I didn't adjust for the temperature drop very well, so my front left in that second stint was under pressure quite badly at some point. I was running 29.6, sorry, 26.9 other way around, and that was hurting me into right-handers like turn 1 and 2, where I was feeling a bit weaker. I've no idea how I got ahead of so many of the other AM class cars. A bit of luck on my part, a bit of bad luck on theirs. I had quite a lot of clear air in my first stint as well, so I think I could just get my head down and crack on when I think others might have been involved in some battles. So I'll have to have a look at that one, and if there is some sort of secret sauce that I can use for the next event, then I'll have to try and get some of that as well.
Yeah, very interesting, but you kept yourself out of trouble. I think we saw quite a few AM drivers also being involved in a couple of incidents. I noticed that Niels was taken out at one point, but yeah, there's a lot that happened. There's a lot to analyze. I think the incidents list that we have in race control was pretty large. So I think the stewards are probably still backlogged, and they'll have a very good night together. But
we've got a post-race steward and open, and we'll try and review them when we can before next race, as well as the classes.
Yeah.
So we'll just see.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it was a good race. I think you did a good job. Congratulations on your victory, and over Zach, but also over the rest of the AM field.
Thank you very much.
Good luck
Thank you for
at
broadcast.
Imola. No
Thank
problem.
you very much.
Pandas was here too, and it was great fun together.
Excellent. Thank you.
And with that, I don't think we have any more interviews lined up. I see nobody in race room 6 as I told you to go. So this will be the end of the stream. An interesting one then. Next time we'll be going to Imola, and that will be on
November 4th.
November 4th. Yes, I had to look at the little events thing we have. But yes, there you go. So thank you very much for watching, and have a great night.